Hi guys, Jimmy here again, and today we are going to be back in our favourite car ever, the Lotus 79, around the circuit of Zolder. Now, I've never actually had a proper race here before. I've driven a lot here before, but not raced, and this is going to be my first time around here at race speed. As you can see on the left, we did qualify for this. We qualified 12th out of the 21 grid. We were the fourth to last person who actually qualified, so I really don't know what our pace is going to be like. Obviously, people behind us who don't qualify, we can only really guess what they're going to be on. But my main objective for this race is to just finish. My last couple of races have ended in a crashing out, and I don't want to end up having this kind of reputation as a all or nothing. Let's put my car into a wall type person. So I really want to get out there and do my best. The qualifying time you saw there was done on the qualifying setup, so obviously I'm a bit far off the guys at the front. Still learning the car at the moment. It's a very difficult car, this, so we learned that after our last race at Silverstone. It seems that this car has a lot of aerodynamic grip. You just have to find it, and there's a very specific way to drive this car around. I haven't yet discovered that, but we'll be getting there soon, hopefully. Just got a couple of cars coming on track now. I'll try and get out of the way. Not really much I can do. Yeah, if the last Lotus race we had was anything to go by, I'm not foreseeing, obviously, again, massively awesome results. Like I said just now, I am looking just to finish this race after my last previous races, and really, I just don't want to. I want to get back into the swing of having just a clean record. I'm quite good at races normally, and or finishing anyway. So I'm hoping that I can just continue that. I'm quite slow through there compared to other cars, but having a lot of trouble in the tighter corners around it. You probably hear me go quite a lot more in this car than I do in other cars, just because. Set him through, sorry. Just because I'm not as confident in this car as I am in others. Getting off track there, trying to let him pass. Don't know what's going on. Not much I can do there, I'm afraid, apart from move slightly. You can see through here that I'm really struggling to get through that part at speed, but you want to be careful of the really just sorry, my chain of thought's completely gone. I'm looking all around me trying to look at the cars. You really have to thread the needle through this section. I'll show you it on the replay here, because either side of that is an off track, and otherwise you're pretty much done. But obviously we're showing that we're not that quick compared to the rest of the field. We've been overtaking a lot already, so that was only practice, but yeah, not looking well. I've done a couple of practice starts. This car's quite difficult to start, lots of power and not much grip at the back when you apply it all at once, so hopefully we'll do a bit better in the race. So we'll get to the grid now and we'll see how we do. Good luck, everybody. I was going to do this race a bit earlier on, but there was no one around. It's Saturday today, so I looked at doing the one, I think it was the 1:30 PM race, but there's no one around, because I think a lot of these competitors are American. You see the Atlantic, and got Florida on the left there, so possibly, but I'm going to stick the driver chat off for now because I need to concentrate as much as I can. I'll try and commentate to the best of my ability, but this guy really does take it down on me. So like I said, just looking to have a nice clean start, try and get through the first couple of laps unscathed, and work on trying to get up the field a little bit, because we've got 38 laps here. It's going to be probably over an hour this race. Actually no, that's probably about 45 minutes this race, should say, so maybe a bit longer than that. So build up the revs. Car bogging down a bit, but we're getting an alright start actually. Nowhere to really go though. Just gonna be careful. That's actually locking up, nearly going to the back of that guy in front, having to be a bit more careful than I want it to be, but alright, car spinning in front of me. Let's try and just keep out of that and just stay in the inside line. Watch this guy from the outside. Oh, very close to that guy on the outside there. Just gonna try and just thread it through and get into action. Okay, that was a bit more hectic than I would have liked at the start, but we're through it, we're okay. Wheels already off centre, fantastic. Trying to get the power down early through there, it's very tricky to do it through that chicane. Brakes in this car I've always found a bit tricky, they're a bit on or off, especially at the start of the race, so you really do have to be very wary of your braking. You can take this flat once you get the line right, but I have to lift off a little bit there. Really heavy on the brakes there. You can shift down first for that corner, but I tend not to, kind of tempt fate a little bit. So let's see what our pace is like through here in the first lap. My body words go pretty tight through there, trying to hold the car as it goes through that incredibly fast section. So we're still going, and we're in 8th place, so very good first lap by all things considered. The guy in front blinking a bit distracting, but we haven't hit him, so it's always a good sign. If he blinks again, I'll let him know, just for my sake. Getting a bit too tight on the curb, running very wide, getting in off track, which is not what we want. We try to be clean this race. Losing a bit of time to the guys in front of us and behind us, so see if we can get that back. Hitting the curb, don't hit those too hard, they can cause you some pretty severe steering damage. The weather here actually reflecting very well the weather at Zolder. We've got the sun blaring through the window, make visibility a bit difficult to monitor actually, which I guess is realistic in a roundabout way, but not ideal. Just being careful on his opening couple of laps, still not pushing it to its full extent. The car's still loose at the back, as this car always is pretty much. Just a tiny bit of brake through there just so I can get the car pointing where I want it to go. Yeah, I'll tell him if we get onto the straight, because I don't want to tell him now because I'm going through mid-corner. 8, you're flashing a little bit. That's a bad entry and exit through there. That's got the 15 car right behind us now. Try and get, no, doing it again, just taking the entry a bit too deep, and but not suffering too much. The 15 car falling back a little bit through there, so I might have a bit of pace in through there. Might just be a setup thing though. What you want to try and do for that chicane is get the car a little bit sideways going into it, so you get a straight run out, but obviously that carries its own risks. Same for this chicane here. You want to turn with the throttle. Flat through here now, tyres a bit warmer. Trying to get a good exit on that corner so I can get onto the back of these people up here, but try not to let the guy in front distract me too much, because you're looking at him blinking up and down, so just try not to let that distract me. 15 having a great run through that, so closing up on me a little bit, so got to be wary of that, especially going to these turns up here. Turn 1's, you can overtake there, but it's pretty difficult due to the nature of the exit. I'm not having a good run off there, but managing to maximise my road usage, so I kind of recovered a little bit. Might try 5th through here. Oh, it's okay, but a little bit off the revs coming onto the straight, so I think I might just stay a 4th. If anything's going to take me out of this race, it's going to be my own mistake, I think. Like I said, I'm okay in this car, but it can bite you very easily if you're not careful. Me and this late car running a kind of similar pace, it seems. They're not really pulling away from each other, or gaining up on each other. Apart from through there, I got a bit close there, a bit too deep on the brakes, so not really actual progression. A decent run through there, but there's a danger if you let off a bit too much. You're just spinning off to the left, which I've done in practice a couple of times. So have got to be careful through there. It's a pretty good race pace so far. It's a lot easier to drive when you've got someone in front of you, I think. You can kind of follow that line and start picking up the track a little bit better. Not obviously that I haven't done my practice, but it's always a beneficiary to follow a quicker drive around the track. You kind of learn the lines where you can brake and where you can't brake, etc. Being a bit abusive to the engine there, so I might be a bit more careful on the downshifts, hitting the curb a bit and upsetting the car. Actually lost a bit of momentum, but we didn't spin, and that's the main thing. Keeping an eye on this guy behind me. The mirrors are quite dark though, so it's hard to see him. His car's black as well, so the Shadow Lotus, I'm going to name him. Hear me trying to get on the throttle a bit earlier there, but the car just doesn't like it. I hate that in this car so much. It's so nerve-wracking. Again, being a bit abusive to the gears, got to be more careful. Not a good run through that time. All there actually. Getting off wide again, but not getting off track this time. I think I kept enough of the car on the road. It's still blinking a little bit, but it's not too off-putting. I'm too focused on my race at the moment really to look up that much. Getting a bit deep into the braking zone there. Car getting away from me a little bit. That's going to cost me, and now the guy behind me is going to be right on top of me. Well, that doesn't seem to be so bad. The wheel's a bit off centre now. It punishes me for making any sharp inputs. So lifting this time instead of braking, let the aero do the braking. Still haven't found the ideal line through there yet. Trying to appeal to the go-kart element of this car, which just likes to slide around the corner, but not quite finding it yet. That 4 car behind me very quick through that section. Trying to balance the throttle and turn in there without doing something silly with the back end of the car, just about managing it that time. Having to correct big time through there when I got into the throttle. I don't know if you saw it in the car movement, but I definitely felt it. Good workout for your feet, this car, I'll tell you that. That 4 car a bit closer than before. I'll have to be careful braking to here, see if he makes a move. I don't think he's going to try it just yet. Got a green car behind us now. That was a bad entry to that corner and a bad exit. That's going to cost me. Not too bad this time, luckily. Car doesn't seem to want to turn in there. Might be the setup, but it's not doing me too bad at the moment. That wasn't very fun through there. You can see the guy behind me now visually getting closer in the mirror. Just not a good entry or exit through that corner. And again, being a bit nasty to the gears. Actually running over the chicane. It's going to be a corner cut. Guy behind me actually going wide as well. Not sure where he is. I can't see him in the mirror. It's that dark car again, the black one. Actually, the green car behind me actually made a mistake after I ran over the chicane. I think he was following me a bit too closely and Took my line, which is obviously wrong for that time around, so... Come on, turn in. Getting a bit too hot on the entry there, causing the car to slide. That felt better through there that time. Not sure if it was or not though. The number 8 car in front of me has pulled away a little bit, now 3.7 seconds to me. Obviously having a better time on the race setup than I am. And the car behind me spins. Just caught that in my mirror just while I was looking back, because that corner didn't feel too great. I don't think there's a fault of mine, but he went round. Don't know if he caught anyone or not, but now I've got a little bit of a gap now back to ninth place, which is nice, but I'm not sure if I can hold that. It's going over those curves again really does lose you a lot of time. You have to try and thread it through there and just get on the power as soon as you can. Very difficult. And looking up there as well, just starting to get a bit rough around the edges now, get another rough track. Not good when there's still the vast majority of the race to go. Need to get back into the flow of things. See there, the car's almost going round on me. Really, I'm losing time a lot to this guy behind. He's getting 2 seconds this lap alone. This rate is going to be on me. Getting a bit shallow on entry, and exit wasn't so bad. Wasn't the fastest thing in the world though. Need to start putting some better laps. I'm going to end up having this cars upon me very quickly. Say that I go very wide through here again, and just every time I go wide there's a couple of seconds, or half a second or so where I'm not on the throttle, and it costs me so much time. Here again doing exactly the same thing. Car feeling a lot looser than it did before. That felt better through there. But this 4 car still gaining on me. Obviously quicker at this stage of the race. Car off to the left there. I'm being. You might hear me being Skyped in the background, so sorry about that. Should have turned that off before I start the race, but I'm not sure that was that. I think that was for position, that guy who went off. So the position we're probably about to lose to number 4 here. We gain back now. This is not a place in the track you really want to try and overtake, so maybe he'll lift off a little bit and come back at me, but no, looks like I should be able to keep him off just this part. Don't want to brake too late, don't want to tempt fate. That wasn't the best corner entry in the world. You'll hear me talking about entry and exit a lot on this car. No, that's going to cost me a lot. You see these cars all over me now. Doing my best to try and put a gap between me and them, but I just haven't got the legs at the moment. The 4 car having a go there, but didn't quite get alongside me in time. Managed to cut back in front of him. Feeling like a little bit out of position here, skill wise. Doesn't mean I'm going to give it up easily though. Carlos doesn't seem to turn as well, the guy behind me around there. I'm not sure if I'm missing something, if my setup's off, but just not having the same kind of turning. That might be okay. That was alright. Off track, sometimes you get a corner cut for doing that. Obviously, mine wasn't intentional, but it very rarely is. Guy behind having another look at me. I'm braking a bit too early there. He's all over me at the moment. I'm just trying to defend. Got a long way left in the race yet, and I doubt I'll be able to defend this kind of attack all the way to the end. You can hear me kind of lifting mid-corner there. And getting out. It was not a great chicane there. You see me getting loose on braking and a bit sideways into the braking zone. Just being a bit too enthusiastic on the brakes. See, that was better through that time. Actually bought me a little bit of time to the 4 car behind me. Only a little bit though. So I have to try and slide the car into these tighter corners to get it round. Taking the inside line, being defensive, but it's a very tight line. I didn't take the corner as quick as I could have done. This guy is faster than me, but I'm not going to let him go just because of that. His entry's so much better than mine. Got caught a little bit in the draft there in the corner as well, didn't help out. So I've got a spinner ahead of us. That's the position, so I get my my place back. And I'm getting very wide through there. That's going to let the guy in front of him off. I think he also outbraked himself a little bit and kind of scared me and him. You're going to see this guy in front of me probably just naff off now. You haven't even got the speed to keep with him. I get very loose through there. The guy behind me having to brake to stop to hit me, and he spun as well. Maybe that's what happened before. But regardless, there was no contact, and I go wide over the rumble strip and get there. A bit of a Mark Webber there. I don't think I've got any damage, but that was very unfortunate. Okay, that's really disturbed my groove for this lap. I think I've got damage, something doesn't feel right, I'm down on power. Definitely down on power. You can see this guy's just driving past me. Oh, what a shame. I say I can't see what's wrong with the car. There's nothing I can do to defend. Looks like it might. Yeah, look at it, it's so slow. I don't see the question is, do I can't continue with this, surely. I'm going to have to pit in. Haven't got my pit menu set up, unfortunately, so this is going to be a tricky one. Might as well change tyres while I'm in there, I guess. Yeah, I just the concentration went for a second, and I just clipped the outside, and it's damaged the front wheel, damaged something, and just my top speed just died. People just driving past me in a straight line. Yeah, look at those repairs. Well, we wanted to try and finish this race. The optional repairs being made. Where are we now currently? We are last. See if we can do a lap and see what happens. If we're still going slow, we'll just have to put in and call it quits, unfortunately, which is a shame because I really was enjoying the race. Just what happens in a Formula car when you're not careful. The speed's still pretty much gone. We should be up top end of 5th gear down here, and we're nowhere near. Just try and get out of everyone's way. Can't really do it here, I'll have to wait until we get round. Luckily it's not that close, so we'll just pull onto the side, onto the tight right at the end of the course. And we won't need to, we can just go into the pits. It's not close enough yet. Yeah, so that's like this race over. Obviously we wanted to try and finish this one, alas, wasn't to be. Mistake by me, getting a bit wide after watching the guy behind me spin, just getting distracted and not really paying attention, so my fault completely, but it was a nice little start, I guess. Obviously you'll know by now we're looking at the video length that I haven't finished, which is a shame. Maybe next time, eh? Maybe next time. Alright guys, I'm going to cut it here and go drown my sorrows in ginger beer. So I'll see you all later.